We're going to dive into exactly how to write a phenomenal welcome series. And the goal of a welcome series is just an automatic series of emails that gets sent out to every new person on your email list when they join. So these are pre-written emails, and there's a couple objectives they have. So I have some slides here. These emails are really key. They're going to build a lot of trust in your audience, set expectations as far as when you're going to be sending emails, how often that cadence is going to be, what's going to be in the emails, what should they expect, and essentially train your audience to click when you send them something. When you have a CTA, you're going to be training them in this welcome series to actually click those emails. All right? And the first key to a good welcome series is building awareness in your audience. Okay? Because people are going to join your email list from all different points on that awareness level. So some people are going to know what your product is. Some people are going to have no clue what your product is. Some people may not even know what the problem is that you're solving. So if you're a fitness coach, I always like to use this example. Some people may not even know what the negative effects of not staying fit are, of not getting fit are. They may not even know some of the problems that you're solving. And so you have to educate them on the problem. You have to talk about the side effects of being overweight or the side effects of being out of shape or something like that, and educate them on the problem. Other people may not be aware of the solution, but they do know the problem. So some people already understand the problem you solve. They don't know your particular solution, or maybe they've heard of your product, but they don't know why it's better than the competition's. So that's really key, because if you're trying to set yourself apart from competition, you need to be able to point out, this is why our product is the absolute best on the market. It's going to solve your problem faster than the others. It's going to solve it better than the others. It's going to, leave you with XYZ results and not have any of these side effects. Whatever it is that sets your product apart from the competition, you're going to have to educate that awareness level on those differentiating factors. But the goal, and this is getting into the tricky part. So the people that don't even know the problem you solve are on the same list with the people that know exactly what the problem is, they know what the solution is, and they know that your product is the best fit to the solution. So those are two opposite sides of the spectrum, right? Some people don't even know what the problem is, other people know the problem, the solution, and they know your product. So they just need that extra push to buy it. So what do we need to do with these, this broad spectrum of different levels of awareness? Well, we need to get them to know, like, and trust our product. So they need to know that it exists, the understanding that it's solving their problem. They need to then like you, like your product, like your branding, like the result that it gets them, actually like it. And they need to trust that the product is going to get them that result. So they need to understand it, but then also believe that it's going to work for them. All right. So here's the tricky part. Getting completely unaware prospects to knowing and purchasing a product without boring that more aware audience, right? Because you've got the spectrum. So some people, while you're educating these brand new people, they already understand what the problem is, but you're still explaining the problem to the people that don't. So how do you explain that problem, educate the unaware people without boring the aware people? Well, that is where copywriting comes in. That is how you write well. You have to keep it engaging, keep it interesting, make them want to read the next sentence. And it takes some crafty copywriting. So here's how you do it. Address their problems and relate to them. So even people that understand the problems are really going to appreciate you putting words to their problems. You probably understanding their problems better than they can, articulating it at least better than they can, overcoming each of the objections that come with those problems. So if they think, let's say it's the weight loss example again, they think they don't have enough time. They're busy professionals. They work 12 hours a day. That's their problem. Their objection is, no, I'm not going to be able to implement all the tips you're giving me because I don't even have time to, get all my other stuff done. So now you have to overcome that objection by, XYZ solution. We have a built-in app that, streamlines this process. We send you your meal planner. We hook you up with a meal delivery service, whatever it is that saves them time. You have to overcome that objection somehow. All right. Present your product as the solution to those problems, create urgency, and then have a simple CTA. All right. And this is all going to be accomplished through the welcome series. Start with some market research. This goes, if you're a copywriter, you got to do market research on your clients, but also if you're a business owner, you have to do market research on your clients. It's just like, you gotta know your clients' problems better than they do in order for them to believe that you know the solution better than they do. So market research is everything, because a lot of people are selling something from their own perspective of what they want, but they don't realize that there's this disconnect between what the actual market wants and what they think the market wants. And until you close that gap and you understand what the market wants, it's gonna be really hard for you to give them what they want. It's pretty simple. So if you understand what they want and you're able to communicate it and you're able to give words to those problems that maybe they can't even articulate themselves, now all of a sudden they're going to trust you more than anyone else, because if you understand their problems, you must understand the solution. All right, so starting with market research, I recommend using ChatGPT, Reddit, and social media, and creating a list of your clients' problems from those sources. So go into the social media comments, go into Reddit, Google search your clients' questions, go into, ChatGPT, ask what the most commonly asked questions or the most common problems in your specific niche are, and get a list. Create your own list of like 20 problems, and then list them in sequential order. So go through these problems and list them out in sequential order. So let's say it's a business course. Maybe the solution is, we'll help you launch your business. Problem number 1, we don't know what business to start. Problem number 2, okay, so you solve that. You find them a niche. Problem number 2 now, in sequential order, would be, how do we start a business? How do we file an LLC? How do we, build out a team? And then problem number 3 might be, how do we market our product? How do we, bring it in front of our customers? Problem number 4 might be, how do we deliver on that product? So if you list the problems out in sequential order, every email can then go and 1, solve a problem, 2, create a new problem, and then the next email solves that problem until eventually all the problems are solved. And then you present your product. Okay, so when you solve one problem, it leads to the next. Alrighty. Now, once you have this list, you're going to craft your welcome email. This is email number 1, and they probably joined your list expecting something. It was either a certain kind of, industry knowledge, value, a freebie. Maybe they opted in for a free training that you have, or, a live webinar or something like that. But you want to deliver on whatever it is that they opted in for. So make sure that first email delivers on that, but also you want to set some expectations. So you want to get them excited if you have your list, hype up all the resources you're going to be providing them with. Like, okay, I'm going to be sending you XYZ this often. I'm going to, provide this value. I'm going to give you industry expert insider knowledge, whatever it is. You just want to let them know what you're going to be sending them and how often, and then add some value right in that email. All right. Next, the next email is going to be sharing your story. And you can either do this in the first or the second email, but you want to make sure you share your story early on. And what this is going to allow you to do is really relate to the reader. It should be a hero's journey. So it's going to start really low and it's going to end at their desired outcome. That way the audience relates to where you were and can see themselves in the outcome you are currently living in, or your client. All right? This is crucial, because if they don't relate to you, they don't believe that you have the solution to their problems. So you can eliminate a lot of their doubts by telling your story effectively, painting that picture of the rock bottom, like being really bad, being worse than your prospect's current situation. Because then they're going to believe that, oh, you started down there, I'm up here, I can definitely get to where you're at because you started so much lower than me. All right? And then you're going to end the story with the desired outcome. Really paint that vision. Make it, make that sound as incredible as it possibly can, and make the low sound as terrible as possibly can, so that hero's journey is really going to get them excited. Next, you want to go through and address all of those problems that you spent all that market research listing out. Okay? This is going to be a series of emails. You could go through and address all the problems in 1 or 2 emails, but it might take you longer. Again, this is not you're not locked into a certain amount of emails in a welcome series. I know some people have 4 emails in a welcome series. I know other people, like clients of mine, that have 30 emails in a welcome series. So this is totally contingent upon how you want to structure it, what the end goal of your welcome series is, and what your client market or what your client avatar is really going to enjoy. So do some research on that. See what your competitors are doing. The length is up to you. Just make sure you make the reader feel understood in their problem and then present them with a solution. So for these problem solutions, you want to make sure you understand them and speak their language. So if you speak the way that you see your clients or you see your prospective clients talking in their comments, in their Reddit posts, in any research you do on social media, speak in the same language as them and then present a solution that solves that problem. Okay? Go through these in sequential order, like we talked about before. So you want to go one by one through each problem. One problem is probably going to lead to the next, so then you solve that problem for them. All right? Now, the example I'm going to give is a business opportunity, kind of like we talked about before. Problem 1, they don't know what business to start, so you write an email about how to pick your niche. Problem 2, they don't know how to file the LLC, so you walk them through how to do that. You send them some resource. Problem number 3, they don't know how to market their business. You send them another resource for that. You solve that problem in email 3. Okay? Now, in the next couple emails, the goal is presenting your product as a solution to those problems. So there's probably going to be another problem that these problems bring up, and you solve some of their problems, but you've always left a problem open. So you have this open loop, and your product is now going to be the solution. All right. So they know their problems. You've explained potential solutions. Now your focus shifts to this specific solution, this all-in-one problem-solving option. And another key component of this is social proof. So closing out your emails, you have to provide some proof. And this can either be through your own story or through testimonials. But closing it out with credibility is basically going to take them from, okay, she knows my problems or he knows my problems. He has a solution. It worked for him. Will it work for me? Yes, it will work for me. And this credibility is what they need to actually decide and determine that. So, because it sounds great to them in theory, does not necessarily mean it's going to work in practice. So you got to show them that it works in practice. And you do that with all these case studies and more proof from your own personal story. So if your client has no case studies, probably isn't going to be the case, but let's say they don't, then you're just going to go really heavy on their personal story. But hopefully they have some testimonials, or there's other people using a similar solution. You can kind of pull from that. But that final email is where you're actually going to sell. So this is when you make the big pitch. This is when you list out all the benefits. You make them a massive promise, okay? You want to make them a direct promise, pointing back to all the examples, all of the problems, and all of the solutions mentioned in the past emails. And that is going to be the ultimate pitch, okay? So that's how you craft an incredible welcome series, how you go through, you eliminate all the doubts, you build a bunch of confidence, and then you pitch your product at the end when you've gone through and established all that credibility, established all that trust and rapport with your audience. Now you have an audience that is engaged. They're excited to get emails from you. They cannot wait to solve their problem, and you are the best solution to that problem. So guess who they're going to buy from? You. I hope that was helpful. If you guys want any more help getting clients or creating your welcome series, drafting it out, creating templates, book a call below. Let's see if it makes sense to work together. And I will see you guys in the next video.